Kitambulisho Katoliki.
Ninakushukuru Baba Mungu wangu kwa mema unayonitendea Baba. Siku zote ninawaza jinsi gani nitalipa nini mimi kwa shukrani. Moyoni mwangu, moyoni mwangu, moyoni mwangu, moyoni mwangu. Nisiposema neno asante, nisipokiri wema wa Mungu.
St. Patrick's Missionary Society, commonly known as the Kiltegan Fathers, joyfully invites all Christians and people of goodwill to a 2-in-1 celebration. Join them as they celebrate St. Patrick's Feast Day and commemorate 94 years of missionary endeavor. Since 1932, the St. Patrick's Missionary Society has been at the forefront of primary evangelization, serving in the neediest places across the world. This momentous celebration will take place on Sunday, 15th March 2026, at Holy Family Catholic Church, Utawala, Nairobi, beginning at 9:30 a.m. East African Time. The Holy Mass will be presided over by Most Reverend Philip Anyolo, Archbishop of Nairobi Metropolitan. The celebration will be brought to you live on Capuchin TV and streamed across all social media platforms. Inspired by the love of Christ and in collaboration with you, St. Patrick's missionaries continue to train missionary priests to serve the universal church, plant the Christian faith and build churches, empower the poor and the needy, fight against human trafficking, drill boreholes for thirsty communities, safeguard children from abuse, sponsor education for children from disadvantaged homes, promote justice and peace, uphold human dignity. Indeed, Christ's love compels us. We appeal for your generous support to sustain missionary evangelization. You can channel your donation through Paybill number 336557 or Mpesa 0796 438 718. We are one in Christ, united in the mission of making Him known to everyone, everywhere. Young men of courageous faith who feel called to missionary priesthood are invited to discern with St. Patrick's missionaries. For more information, email us at vocspsea@gmail.com or call us on 0708 661 916. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel.
Ninakushukuru Baba Mungu wangu kwa mema unayonitendea Baba. Siku zote ninawaza jinsi gani nitalipa nini mimi kwa shukrani. Moyoni mwangu, moyoni mwangu, moyoni.
Capuchin TV.
Forward ever, backward never. Let us move ahead and so on. Even children, kuna kakitu tunaweza kufanya ili kanisa iweze kumetameta.
Endelea kutazama Capuchin TV, Kitambulisho Katoliki.
Hello and a very good morning to you, our dear viewer of Capuchin TV from wherever you're tuning in from, and welcome to the Health Corner Show with me, Susan Bulimi, sitting in for Maureen Kimani. So on today's episode, you're going to be talking about protect your kidneys, protect your life. And this conversation has been brought about by the World Kidney Day that we are going to mark on the 12th of March. So that is this week on Thursday, and we'll be discussing matters concerning the health and the kidney health, and also the types of diseases that are related to the kidney and the simple steps that we can take
we can take to protect our kidneys. So joining us today here in our studio is a medical expert who will help us better understand how to keep our kidneys healthy, and will give us more information that we require. But do remember, our dear viewer, if you'd like to participate in today's conversation, if you have any questions, any inquiries, you can always send us an SMS via our SMS number 21760, or also leave us a comment on the social media handles and your message will be delivered. So now I'd like to take this opportunity to allow my guest introduce himself. Karibu sana daktari.
Thank you so much, Susan. My name is Dr. Gashoki Anthony Njogu from St. Francis Community Hospital along Kasarani, Mwiki Road. I'm a medical practitioner with special interest in critical care, emergency medicine and preventive medicine, part of what we are about to discuss today as we mark the World Kidney Day on Thursday.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anthony, for joining us today, and we are glad to have you here. And maybe first and foremost, because a lot of our viewers know that we do have kidneys in our body, but maybe most of them do not know the function. First and foremost, let's begin with that.
Okay, so the kidney is a very important organ in the body, and they come into the left and the right kidney. And the Creator, in His wisdom, when He was creating the body, created the kidneys as a regulatory mechanism. It's the organ that checks your volume of the blood, it checks the components of the blood, and it's a very important organ. In every minute that passes, around 1 liter up to 1.5 liters of blood passes through the kidneys. And every day it filters around 200 liters, showing you how important the organ is. Looking at the importance of this kidney, there are functions that the functions of the kidney, the most known function is the formation of urine. But how is urine formed? There is blood that is pumped to the kidneys. Once blood gets to the kidneys, it gets to these very small blood vessels under very high pressure. And most of this water is filtered out of the blood. And this water now goes into the collecting system. This water contains very important components, electrolytes, vitamins, things that are important to the body. And that collecting system does the important work now of reabsorbing back all the water it needs and all the components that the body requires. Part of another function of the kidney, it helps in regulation of production of the red blood cells. The red blood cells are involved in carrying oxygen in the body. So the kidney communicates through a production of a hormone called erythropoietin. It communicates to the bone marrow to produce more of the red blood cells, hence maintaining the level of red blood cells. It also has other functions. Remember, this blood being pumped is pumped by the heart. Therefore, this pressure that the blood is arriving with at the kidney is assessed, and this kidney communicates back through a system we call the renin system back to the heart to regulate the blood pressure. It also has important functions in regulating your vitamin D and calcium metabolism. Vitamin D, the final product, is activated in the kidneys. So once it's activated in the kidneys, it goes back to your intestines, and through activation of other receptors on the intestine, then calcium is able to be reabsorbed back in the body. It also has other functions like immune functions, showing you how important the kidney is to our lives.
Oh, okay. So clearly the kidney plays a very vital role in the body, right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So we do find instances whereby people live with maybe kidney diseases or issues with the kidney, but they are not aware of it. Maybe what are some of the signs and symptoms that while one is facing, they should go and get a checkup?
That's a very important question, Susan. And we find that by the time most of the patients come to our facilities, the kidney disease is already advanced. we talk about the easiest way to to treat the kidney is to protect it from an injury or an infection or whatever issues that can happen in the kidneys, as we'll be talking about. So some of the things you can notice while you're having kidney diseases is there are some unspecific symptoms like being tired a lot, you lack energy, sometimes you can feel nausea and vomiting, because one of the function of the kidney is to remove the toxins. Once these toxins start accumulating in the body, they start making you getting these nauseas, getting these vomiting episodes. Then it's very important in the balance of water, as we had discussed earlier. So what happens when the kidney is not functioning well? There is accumulation of water in the body. So you start getting swelling of the feet, swelling of the body, swelling around the eyes, especially in the morning, waking up with very puffy eyes. You also see a change in the urine. You can see either a very concentrated urine or a foamy urine, which can indicate proteins which are not supposed to be in the urine, can be seen by just the character of the urine. Another thing that can be a symptom of kidney disease is you're taking a lot of water, but you're forming very little urine, meaning that the filtration work of the kidney is not functional. Then there is the aspect of anemia, because you remember the kidney was stimulating the bone marrow to produce red blood cells. When this function doesn't happen well, there's issues with your blood levels start going low, start getting dizziness, headaches and such. Even another aspect of the kidney can be blood pressure. You start seeing that your blood pressure becomes uncontrolled. Previously, someone who had a high blood pressure, you start seeing the medications are not working as well. It could be an early sign of a problem with the kidneys. Yeah, so these are some of the telltale signs of a kidney disease. Yeah, but sometimes they overlap with a lot of conditions. Therefore, we encourage people to get tested frequently to check so that their kidneys, they prevent the kidney from progressing into kidney failure. Yeah.
And you mentioned that there are different issues related to the kidney.
Yes.
And for most people, when we hear about kidney issues, the first thing that comes to mind is kidney failure. But we don't know maybe other conditions or maybe can you talk to us about that?
There are so many conditions that can affect the kidney, whether directly or indirectly. So we try to classify them into 3 types.
Okay.
Those happening before the kidneys, we call them the pre-renal conditions. Those happening in the kidneys themselves, we call them the renal conditions. And those happening after the kidney, we call them the post-renal conditions. On the pre-renal conditions, you remember, as we have talked about, the blood pressure control.
Yeah.
If the blood pressure is not well controlled, then this blood arriving at the kidneys is at a very high pressure, and it starts injuring the small vessels of the kidneys. Then there is diabetes. Actually, hypertension and diabetes constitute to around 75% of the cases of kidney diseases. Therefore, uncontrolled diabetes and uncontrolled hypertension can indirectly or directly lead to kidney issues.
Okay.
Issues also affecting the liver, because the kidney being a very important, any issues with major organs, the liver, the heart, also ultimately affects the kidneys. Then now on to the kidney issues themselves. The kidney can get infections. The kidney can also get, it can get infections that damage this function of the filtration function. It can also undergo diseases that affect the filtration membrane. All this will affect the function of the kidney. Another diseases of the kidney are diseases now caused by what we are calling now the post-renal diseases, post-renal causes. If there is obstruction of flow of the urine, then this urine is accumulated back to the kidneys and ultimately injuring the kidneys. So conditions such as kidney stones, which can block the flow of the kidneys, can also affect the kidneys. issues such as cancers around the bladder, issues like prostate enlargement and prostate cancers. They can also block the flow of the urine and cause now this reflux and cause injury to the kidneys.
Okay, and speaking of these different conditions that can be in the kidney, that leads me to my next question. Is there maybe a specific age gap of people who are likely to get kidney diseases, kidney issues, or is it general for anyone? Anyone at some point you might get kidney conditions?
Kidney conditions can get anyone, but it's more predisposed to the elderly patients. Elderly patients are more predisposed to getting the kidney issues, and people with now the underlying issues. Also, recently we've seen a lot of use of the over-the-counter medications. These over-the-counter medications also predispose young people to getting these kidney diseases. You find that you're taking a lot of these classes of painkillers we call the NSAIDs, and such as diclofenac, ibuprofen, and other NSAIDs causes direct injury to the kidneys. So most of these conditions we've talked about, they are mostly in elderly patients, but you find that people who also have a family history of kidney diseases, they are more at risk of getting now these kidney diseases.
Okay, and doctor, you've said that having habits, I'd like to call them lifestyle habits, like for example, you've said taking painkillers, over-the-counter drugs. Maybe what are some of these other lifestyle habits that people have that tend to bring about these kidney diseases, and what can we do to stop that?
That's a very important question. Talking about the preventive aspect, it starts from the lifestyle you're living. So you find that the kidney, using that information I told you before about the function of the kidney, the filtration function, you find that in a day, if it's filtering 200 liters, which most of it has to be reabsorbed, therefore it's highly dependent on how much water or hydration is in the person. So if you're not hydrating well, you are risking your kidneys to injury. Also, lifestyle changes such as eating healthy foods. I'll take you back to the book of Daniel chapter 1. It talks about how Daniel and the prophets from Israel, they were subjected to the Babylonian foods, but they rejected these foods and they opted to take green vegetables, grains, nuts, and water. And what happened was, later they were more healthy as compared to those who are taking the Babylonian diet. If you look at that same analogy, it happens on our body, we can't say it has been passed by time because the body is still the same body. So what happens is when you take a lot of these green vegetables, grains, and nuts, they help to nourish the kidneys and prevent these injuries from happening. They also prevent you from getting diabetes, hypertension, which we said constitute around 75% of the issues that affect the kidneys. There's the issue of when you talk about hydration, most people think it's just water, it means fluid, but it excludes alcohol because alcohol has direct injury to the liver and also to the kidneys. So alcohol smoking has been shown to cause a lot of injuries to the kidneys. Therefore, cessation of such can prevent one from getting the kidney diseases. Also, maintaining a good healthy weight will help you avoid getting these diseases, the diabetes, hypertension, ultimately avoiding the kidney diseases.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And when it comes to the regular checkups or rather screening, how important do you think this is? Because I feel like if people get this, they get tested earlier, I mean, managing to overcome the disease is easy. So maybe how often should people get these checkups and screening?
Okay, like I said earlier, the best way to treat the kidney is to prevent it from getting injured.
Yeah.
So by getting tested early, we advise patients who are on diabetes treatment, who are on treatment for hypertension, to get at least every 3 to 6 months to get their kidneys checked. This way you are able to catch the issues early and help prevent them from progressing into kidney failure. We also advise anyone who has symptoms, such as I described, whether you're feeling a lot of unspecific tiredness, nausea, vomiting, you wake up with swollen eyes, swollen feet. These are some of the things that should alert you that you need to get your kidneys checked. Yeah, we also do offer regular checkups for those who want to keep fit and know how their health is progressing. And for those who have a family history of kidney diseases, we advise them to get checked earlier.
Okay, and maybe as we are almost about to conclude on that topic, on 12 March is when we are marking World Kidney Day. Maybe what should people expect, or rather, what is going to be happening on that day at St. Francis Hospital?
So on 12th Thursday of this week, we'll be marking the World Kidney Day.
Yeah.
At St. Francis Hospital, we offer advanced technology and treatment, both from screening, diagnosis, treatment, and even follow-up of patients with kidney diseases. We are inviting everyone to come and get checked in our hospital. On this specific day, we'll have discounts on our services. We'll be checking for free whether you have your blood pressure, you get your blood pressure checked, you get your weight checked. We get to discuss some of these risk factors that we've talked about. We get to discuss them in length. For the doctor's consultation, we have a discount for the same. Even the tests that will be required, that include the blood tests that we call the urea electrolytes and creatinine. The urine tests will also be subsidized. We'll also have subsidies on our prostate cancer screening and prostate ultrasound screening, trying to improve our health of our patients. And also we'll have continuous education. If you have any questions, you can always walk in to our hospital for the services. But on this particular day, we'll have subsidized prices, and we invite everyone to come and have their kidney checked.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And maybe what message do you have for the general public in terms of taking charge of their kidney health? And like you said, it is important to take care of the kidney before we end up having a condition. So the measures that we do take before that is what is important. The message you have for the public on that.
I think you already out my message. My message is simple. Protect your kidneys, they will protect you. Take a lot of water, it will protect the kidneys, and live a healthy lifestyle.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Dr.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Our dear viewer, that first session was on matters concerning the kidney and how we can protect the kidney health from getting the different diseases that our doctor has emphasized and has shed more light on. And at this juncture, we'd like to take a very short commercial break, and as a return, we'd like to dive in a different topic, but still it is related to St. Francis Community Hospital. So before that, we'd like to take a commercial break, but stay tuned.
Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Your health is your wealth. and well. Seeking expert medical care that prioritizes both your health and well-being? Welcome to St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata, where compassionate care meets cutting-edge medicine. At St. Mary's, we believe in providing holistic healthcare. Our dedicated team of healthcare professionals is committed to delivering personalized care to each and every patient. Nestled in the heart of Langata, our hospital offers a peaceful and healing environment for patients to recover and thrive.
We have masses every day, weekdays at 6:30 a.m. in the morning and also in the evening at 6:30 p.m.
Your health is our top priority. Experience the difference with compassionate care you can trust. Whether you're in need of routine medical care, specialized treatment, or emergency services, St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata is here for you. We offer a comprehensive range of services including outpatient, inpatient services, laboratory services, comprehensive care clinic, MCH and maternity, ophthalmology, pharmacy services, radiology and sonography, dental services, pediatrics, physiotherapy, ICU and HDU services, dialysis.
Here we do dialysis for kidney failed patients, and we do it from Monday through Saturday. We welcome you all. We accept all insurances and cash.
Specialist clinics and CT scan services. Experience your health difference with us. Visit us at Langata or our branches in Nairobi at Cardinal OTUNGA PLAZA and in Rift Valley, Elementaita, Nakuru County. For more information, contact us at 0797 972 794 or 0769 781 880 or 0717 305 204 or email us at info@stmarysmissionhospital.co.ke. St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata. Compassionate in healthcare.
Congratulations! I'm Dr. Clovis Ibomana Akili, the resident gynecologist at St. Francis Community Hospital. I say welcome all pregnant mothers, where we are journeying with you from the conception all the way to the delivery of the baby. And even after the delivery, we give you the way to go for the pediatrician. At St. Francis Hospital, we have our obstetrics and gynecology clinics, which run from Monday to Saturday of the week, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Our aim at St. Francis Community Hospital is just to make you in maternity feel like a home away from home, a small B&B.
We'll still be coming here with my baby because I love their services. I highly recommend it to the rest of the mothers who are expectant and even those who are not mothers. Karibuni sana.
Every child is unique, and so is their journey to health and well-being. At St. Francis Community Hospital, Kasarani, our pediatric department is dedicated to guiding that journey with expert care, compassion, and commitment to excellence. From the very first breath, our specialized neonatal services ensures your baby receives the best possible start. Our state-of-the-art neonatal intensive care unit is equipped to handle even the most delicate case, ensuring the smallest patients get the strongest support. As your child grows, regular health checkups are crucial. Our pediatricians provide comprehensive assessment, development, screening, and immunization, supporting health growth every step of the way. Health is more than just prevention. Our team of specialist pediatricians provide a range of acute and chronic conditions from asthma and diabetes to rare genetic disorders with advanced diagnostic and personalized treatment plans. We also offer comprehensive rehabilitation services, including physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help children reach their full potential, overcoming challenges with strength and resilience. Our hospital is open 24 hours a week. Visit us today for specialist pediatric care.
Capuchin TV.
And forward ever, backward never. So move ahead. Ahead, ahead.
Endelea kutazama Capuchin TV. Kitambulisho Katoliki. Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Your health is your wealth.
Hello and welcome back, our dear viewer, to the Health Corner show. And before we took that short break, we were talking about matters concerning the kidney awareness, and everything you need to know about the kidney. And of course, we are joined by a medical expert from St. Francis Community Hospital, that is Dr. Gashoki Anthony, and we are glad that he is educating us and letting us know on the different issues that are related to the kidney. And just a reminder, our dear viewer, on the 12th of March this week, we'll be celebrating World Kidney Day, and of course, St. Francis Community Hospital will be offering different services, so ensure you be there for you to get the different services and for you to get to know more about matters concerning your kidney health. And still on matters focusing on health, but shifting our focus away a little bit from the kidney, we are going to be talking about wellness concerning children, and we're going to be talking about pediatric orthopedics and the importance of proper bone and joint development in children. So of course, I'm still here with Dr. Njogu. And Daktari, when we talk about pediatric orthopedics, maybe there's someone who is watching and they don't have an idea of what that means. Maybe you could briefly explain to our viewer.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to first invite the viewers and every one of you to our camp, specifically for pediatrics. Pediatrics means children, orthopedic means bones. So we are having a special camp targeted towards bone issues that affect the children. These include the developmental issues towards structural issues like knocked knees and bow legs, such issues to do with contractures. For these children who have cerebral palsy, you find that they get a lot of bone issues. Fractures, all this will be having a screening camp and even offering these services too, making sure that these services are available to the community. So on the 26th and the 27th of March of this month, we'll be having a camp around the same, where we'll be looking at these issues that affect the children. Those who have diagnosed issues, we'll be enrolling them into treatment and rehabilitation programs that will help to recover in terms of any bone issues that they could be having.
Thank you so much for that, doctor. And maybe you could also talk to us about, you've said pediatrics is children, right? And most of these conditions these children are born with, what do you think causes this? Is it maybe the lifestyle habits that maybe the mother had, or maybe it's just a condition that the child was born with? What causes it?
I would say it's a huge topic around bone issues around the children. Some of them are inherent issues, issues that happen at the DNA level, issues that we have no power over, we can only treat the conditions. Some issues happen with risk factors in pregnancy. That's why we encourage every mother to get this clinic. In fact, we encourage any mother who is planning to become a mother to take that opportunity to start clinics even before they find out they are pregnant. Then during pregnancy, we check for conditions that can predispose these children to getting these diseases. And after they are born, we do now the screening from head to toe examination to check if there are any structural issues that can be identified. After which now we enroll these patients to either rehabilitative therapies or if they require any surgical procedures, then we involve our orthopedic surgeons for the same.
Okay. And if maybe there's a child out there who is having these issues, what could you advise, or maybe in terms of the diet, okay, apart from the treatment that of course they are getting from hospital, what else could you advise the parent to do with the kid?
Most issues around the kids, remember kids are at their age when they are growing so fast, and most of the growth is observed in the bones. Therefore, they are predisposed to getting developmental issues even during their growth. One of the most common condition is lack of the vitamins. The most common is the vitamin D. Vitamin D, as we discussed earlier when we were talking about the kidneys, it's involved in the absorption of the calcium. Calcium forms part of the building block of the bone. So if there is lack of calcium in the body, then these children tend to get issues with the bones. So we encourage all mothers to make sure that their children are getting direct sunlight to the skin, exposed sunlight. When they are too young, we recommend the morning, when the morning sun, when it's not so hot and it's not too cold, and the late afternoon sunlight. So that direct exposure to the sunlight, the skin has the ability to convert to form vitamin D. This vitamin D now helps in the absorption of calcium, hence forming the building blocks of the bones.
Okay, and Dr. maybe what are some of the signs that when a parent sees in their child, you can advise they should see the doctor? Because maybe it's a condition that the child was not born with, and maybe there's a point the parent might assume maybe he or she will outgrow it or something. What are these signs and symptoms when a parent sees you advise they should go and see the doctor?
Yeah, that's a very important question. So some of the signs is sometimes you can have a child who has been playful, now they are no longer that active. You know, children cannot directly communicate their issues. So sometimes you start seeing the level of activity reducing. You get these children have stunted growth comparing to their fellow peers, they start to have slower growth. Then these children, they can have bone pain, and they tend to cry a lot, especially at night. They get this bone pain that is continuous. You get them having fevers. You can't explain where this fever is coming from. Some of them who have now issues that are affecting the bones of the ribs, they can have recurrent issues with the chest. They have recurrent pneumonias. Every now and then you're having these pneumonias. It surely advised you also have a check on the vitamin D levels, the calcium levels, just to screen that the child may not be having issues with the bones. So these are some of the telltale signs. Some of them can be obvious deformities, like you can see the structure of the limb is not as it should. So these are some of the things you can see which prompt for now investigation to find out the actual cause. Some of them can even have fractures where they just get these recurrent fractures that cannot be explained. Yeah.
And in your experience as a doctor, maybe what are some of the common orthopedic conditions that you've come across in kids?
In kids, the most common is usually rickets because of the predisposition of the growth. And it's at their most crucial point. There are also now the inherent issues like club foot, where there's deformity, where the heel of the foot is rotated inwards. Yeah, so we also have conditions such as fractures. Remember, children are very playful, so they get injured a lot, these fractures every now and then. Yeah, but good thing about children, if issues are caught early, they have fairly good recovery with the correct treatment.
And as we are about to conclude, maybe there's a parent out there who has a child that is going through this problem, and they do not know maybe where to begin, or they do not know that they can get help. What do you have to say to them?
I would say to them to walk into St. Francis Community Hospital around Kasarani, Mwiki Road. You'll get all this screening done. You are tested. Whether we start with the screening tests up to advanced technology that we can use to diagnose some of these conditions, and help is available. That's why specifically for the children, we have dedicated the 26th and the 27th of this month to have these issues about the bones be addressed. Yeah, so you can walk in on that day, and on that day you get subsidized prices for these tests and even specialist review, because in our facility we believe in specialist-driven treatment.
And also, Dr. there's something you had mentioned earlier about how parents can, take care of their children. For example, like letting them be outside in the sun in the morning, of course. Apart from that, what other things can they do to take care of their children when it comes to bones and joints?
Bone is mostly more of nutrition. Yeah, so good nutrition is equals to good growth, and it helps even in healing for these conditions, and help even prevent and strengthen the body to prevent these conditions. So we push a lot about nutrition, and we have even our nutritional clinic, which anyone can walk in at any time, have a discussion around the foods that are available to you, and which foods can be healthy for your child that can promote bone health. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And as you conclude, maybe there's someone who is joining us right now. Once again, you could maybe tell our viewer what services they're expecting to receive on the 26th and 27th of March in terms of the pediatric orthopedic camp.
So on the 26th and 27th, we'll be having our children's bone camp, or the pediatric orthopedic camp. On this camp, expect to have these tests done. They will be available, they're always available, but on this specific day we'll have subsidized prices just to screen these children so that we can get these conditions early where they are still treatable. Yes, consultations will also either personal one-on-one or even group education. We'll be conducting them on that day. So therefore, take your time and walk into the facility and utilize these services that we'll be offering.
Thank you so much, Dr. And now, finally, any parting shot, any final message you have for our viewer?
Any final message? My final message would be take charge of your health. You live once, live it well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And we are so glad you joined us here today, and you've really informed us on a lot that we had no idea about. And I do believe our dear viewer will take heed of whatever you've had to say. Asante sana. Our dear viewer, that was all we had for you here on the Health Corner Show. And Once again, just to emphasize, on the 12th of March, we will be celebrating the World Kidney Day, and St. Francis Community Hospital will have services that they are offering on that day. And also on 26th and 27th, they will be having the Pediatric orthopedic camp. So you can also head there if you're a parent out there with a child. Just join them at St. Francis Community Hospital so that you can get your child checked, and you might get to know if they are having any issues, or if there is an existing issue, you'll get the right treatment and the right referral or information that you need. However, as for me, I do not have anything else to add to that. All I can say is protecting your kidneys means protecting your life. So like Dr. Anthony said earlier, let us avoid things that will cause us to start having kidney diseases. If you can prevent, the better. It is better prevention than cure. Well, I have been your host, Susan Bulemi, once again sitting in for Maureen Kimani. Until next time, be blessed.
Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin